A Broken Javelin's the name of this map as we are back with game 3 of week 2 of Myth Kickballers, which is once again something put on by Rat King. Well, he originally organized it and then people just tended to show up. So this is a full game actually. Rat King versus Donsky. So this is, we're currently looking at Rat King's force. And the interesting feature here is that it has a forest giant, but it also has these two generals. And the other interesting thing is it does also have Heron healers with 6 heals apiece. There we see 3 of them being traded for here. Now, one quick thing, Enculator was originally on Rat King's team, but I guess there were a couple of roster changes, and to make things fair, he hopped on to Donsky's team. So we'll go ahead and introduce our players. Rat King, of course, going to be captaining for his own team here, the band. Kruniak going to be Vicky here. Kramisi, Sam the Butcher, Thor, Milkman, Adrenaline, and Heart Attack. So pretty all around pretty strong roster, I would say. For Donsky, up in the north, he's going to be this blue team here. He's got Vibe for Power, Browning, Giant Killer General, Arsenic, LN, Father Xmas, and Enculator. So once again, Enculator joining his team there. And interestingly enough, I do want to draw attention to the percentages throughout the game. So I'll leave this up as I kind of want to show you what's going on there. But first, let me draw your attention to the various trade styles. I do want to point out a key difference in these trades is the inclusion of goals for Rat King. He doesn't trade for ghasts. He trades for 4 goals, I believe, or 3 goals. Maybe it's only 3 goals. No, 4 goals. Okay. One was hiding somewhere. For some reason, I didn't see it. So he trades for 4 goals, and that's to heal these whites and throw the pus packets at the forest giant and take it out of the game early on. He also has 3 dwarves and with his 2 generals, so those dwarves are going to be they have to be protected for the most part throughout the course of the game. But other than that, the trades are pretty similar with maximum fetch, maximum berserks, maximum forest giants, of course, and a great many spiders and soulless, and of course maximum heron healers. Let's go ahead and look at Donsky. So we can see that yes, he has the 2 generals, he has the 4 fetch, he has the maximum berserks, the forest giant. He has significantly fewer spiders. He does have 1 more dwarf than Rat King. He has quite a few soulless, but he also has a bunch of ghasts, which it's an interesting choice. So I'm curious to see how this works out. The other thing is Enculator has 20% of all the units on his team. That's 1/5 of all the units on his team, of a team with 8 players. And I just want to draw attention to that, as throughout the game you'll see that that's you'll see what happens with that. So Rat King has the Forest Giant for the band, while Giant Killer General has the Forest Giant for and the Spiders for Donsky's team. This is White Patrol.
Flag.
And they're going to run in there. Enculator kind of stops here, I guess, although I'm not sure why. He needs to basically move in with these berserks.
Flag.
Let's see if he follows suit. It looks like he's just gonna he plans to just camp out here. For what reason, I'm not sure, as everyone on Rat King's team is moving in very quickly. Giant Killer General trying to give his team a fighting chance by getting them a foothold on this hill. He's going to take some damage to that forest giant, but I think that's something that he can heal up with this Heron healer. Browning's going to go ahead and engage. LN is going to go ahead and engage, but Enculator is still just kind of chilling out right here. Little spider flank here by Adrenaline. So taking some damage back and forth. A pus shot there, dealing some damage to these berserks. So Browning probably going to lose all of his berserks here to that pus, but luckily Forest Giant Giant Killer General holds on to his. Nice shot there. Did you see that? Nice shot by Brown and getting that beautiful shot off with that Dwarf. However, I think that's going to be the last one it's able to get. Ellen taking out a Puskull there as, yeah, those fetch can easily just block those shots. So really close, tied at 73%. However, Rat King's team is able to take and hold this flag area, and that's going to put Donsky to, that's going to put him at a great disadvantage here, as Ankulator has this entire force, 18% of the remaining forces to himself, and he's just kind of chilling out in this area. I think it's because he has this general, he has 2 dwarves, he has this pack of berserks, and he has, maybe that's it, maybe that's all he has, I don't know. That could be all he has. But yep, Rat King's going to be moving around, trying to snipe some units. Giant Killer General runs in, tries to snipe a couple of these fetch, but ends up losing the Forest Giant. So in a bid to try to reclaim the middle, do some damage to make it rushable, he ends up losing that Forest Giant. And now we see him saying free hands. He does have 18% remaining. Father Xmas needs to be careful though, because Adrenaline might be able to do some damage. He is able to launch something into those berserks, and all of a sudden this mid hill is looking unobtainable, as Father Xmas is going to fall back a little bit, and Ankulator is going to do what he can here. I don't know why he's got 2 dwarves, although that's interesting. One of those fetch get taken out. He's going to try to do some damage. Doesn't quite make it to those fetch, though he needs to be careful because of Adrenaline on the high ground here. Oh, I didn't quite see what happened there, but yeah, somebody lost a dwarf, it looked like. And what the heck? Oh, Adrenaline, or I'm sorry, Ankulator loses both of those to a well-placed shot there. And all of a sudden it looks like there's over a 10-point differential here. Oh, I don't know if I caught it, but these gas were able to freeze Rat King's Forest Giant underwater there, and Arsenic was able to focus it down with those Solus. So that was a pretty huge move by Rat King's team. Although I don't know if it was quite enough to take back this game, as there's 3 minutes remain, and there's over 3. Yeah, so even if they ran in right here, drove Rat King off the flag, they still wouldn't be able to win. So, yep, good game at this point. And now it's just fighting to save face, as Adrenaline is going to kind of move around here and try to deal some damage. Move back slightly here. That was actually an ingenious move with these gas. I guess Arsenic and Vive for Power had those gas there. Rat King came in to slap some, I don't know what he was doing. He came in to slap some fetch or something. Got froze just on the outskirts of that water there, and focused down by the Solus and gas combined. So that was a pretty huge play, but it came a little bit too late, I think, as this rush in the middle failed. I think there's just too many artillery, too many fetch. Like this fetch here, Kermesi, doing massive damage. Interesting shot. I don't know if you saw that, but Kruniak shooting over his units and trying to bounce it to deal some damage. Actually, is he going to deal some damage here? Actually, that could have done some friendly fire damage. Kind of interesting. So that's the last unit. Father Xmas is going to run around. Basically, he needs he's looking for a 1 versus 1 here, but he's just going to get taken out. I guess the some friendly fire going on. Who is that? Sam the Butcher maybe taken out, hitting Kruniak? I don't know. I didn't quite see what happened there. But yeah, I want to draw attention to the fact that I left this up because I wanted to show how Ankulator, while the rest of his team was basically getting eliminated, he still had like maybe 18%. So I think Donsky's team could have had a little bit better redistribution mid-game. But as it was, I think they were pretty much doomed from the beginning. Their failed rush on this middle island didn't work out. And Rat King's team was able to hold on for the win, and basically they win the series 3 games to 0 at this point, since it is kind of a best of 5. However, I will cast the remaining 2 games after this. I just want to look at some of these players here. Adrenaline, with his flanking force, actually managing to get quite a number of kills, only 3 losses, 171 damage, and Kermisi with that fetch. I think that fetch had 13 kills by itself, 174 damage for him, and also 17 kills. For Donsky's team, it is going to be Giant Killer General with the Forest Giant with 143 damage and only 12 kills to his 14 losses. However, actually, I think he had a little bit more than just that, because he was spared units later on. However, Rat King only managed 97 damage with his Forest Giant. And he did manage to lose a lot more than that, 19 losses for him. So I guess he must have had spiders and, I don't know, berserks and other units as well. But he only managed 6 kills, which is pretty interesting. But also Arsenic, he just had the Solus flank, I believe, and he managed to get over 100 damage with that, but only 4 kills. So I think it just goes to show how much damage you can rack up on a single unit like a Forest Giant. So anyway, that's going to be it for game number 3. Stick around and we'll see you in game number 4 coming up next.
Game.